Welcome back to our video series. Learn how to configure your data with Cubo Insights in just a few minutes. In the previous segment, we covered the concept of derived attributes in detail. Let's learn how to configure named filters in the logical data model. Click on Edit, select the customer entity, and add the first named filter, which is related to a continent. In this case, we will find customers in Europe. Add a filter phrase, from Europe, and the synonym could be European. Select the filter type as string. The attribute that we want to compare with is continent. Continent equals Europe. Go ahead and save this. Let's add another filter which will help us determine the inactive customers. Let's define the inactive customers as customers who have been inactive for the last 30 days, which means they did not make any transaction in the last 30 days. Let's call the filter phrase as inactive and the filter type in this case as referencing entity existential filter. This is because we want to evaluate the existence and non-existence of transactions. Let's go ahead and select the transaction entity here that we are trying to refer to and evaluate the number of transactions in the last 30 days. Let's establish a relation between these two. In this case, the customer ID in transaction should be equal to customer ID in the customer entity. So transaction.customer ID equals customer ID, and the kind of filter would be a temporal window filter. Define the attribute as time for 30 days, which will be an absolute duration. We have now defined the inactive customers as customers who do not have any transactions, which is why we say inverted in the last 30 days. Let's save this. We will now create the last named filter defined on the transactions entity. We want to look for those transactions made towards products that have TV in their description. In this case, the transaction refers to products. So let's call this filter as TV. Choose a reference entity filter. The reference entity is product, and product.code equals transaction.productCode. Let's select the filter type as string and code as TV. Click Save. Don't forget to save the draft before you activate it and reload. Log into your account and look at the impact of the changes we have made so far. Let's go to our private channel and ask questions about the customers first. However, we would like to know about the European customers. And here you go! Let's ask further about the inactive customers. And here is a list of all the inactive customers. The last question could be about the transactions, as we had created a named filter for TV. Let's ask a question. Transactions for TV. And here we have the details about transactions that correspond to the product TV. Thanks for watching. In the next segment, we'll take a look at named aggregates. Stay tuned!